The sun had barely cracked the horizon when they came for her. Jasmine Crockett stood on the steps of the city courthouse, a steaming cup of coffee in one hand and a manila folder in the other, the kind of folder that holds secrets no one wants to see the light. She had been preparing for this moment for 6 years. And then the sirens wailed. 2 unmarked black SUVs screeched to a halt. Federal agents, badges glinting like shards of cold glass, stormed up the steps and grabbed her before she could even sip her coffee. They handcuffed her, right there, in front of reporters, joggers, and the homeless veteran she gave breakfast to every morning. The crowd gasped. A few phones went up. "What is she accused of?" someone shouted. But the agents didn't answer. They shoved Jasmine into the SUV and peeled off. They didn't know they had just lit the fuse. Jasmine Crockett wasn't famous. Not yet. But in the shadows of America's broken system, she was a quiet storm. A public defender turned activist, she'd made it her life's work to defend the ones no one else would touch. The wrongfully convicted, the ignored, the forgotten. And 6 years ago, her brother had become one of them. Dante Crockett, 19 years old, straight A student, no criminal record, arrested for armed robbery based on a grainy gas station video and a single witness who recanted a year later. But the system didn't care. He was sentenced to 40 years. And Jasmine, she didn't break. She built. She built a team. She dug through thousands of case files. She gathered whistleblowers, audio recordings, and documents no one thought she could access. She uncovered patterns of corruption so deep they made headlines in local news, and then disappeared just as quickly. Until today. Today, she was going to hand-deliver everything to the new state attorney general. She was told he was different. Young, reform-minded, maybe naive enough to believe the system could still be cleaned. But someone inside the system got wind of it. That's why they came for her. They thought handcuffing her would silence her. They didn't realize it would set everything on fire. The SUV barely made it halfway to the federal holding facility before Jasmine's phone, still in her pocket, started buzzing nonstop. Her assistant had uploaded the files early, just in case. At first, it was one tweet, then a thread, then a video of her arrest with the hashtag Justice for Jasmine. Within minutes, the files were downloaded tens of thousands of times. The names of corrupt prosecutors, judges who altered jury pools, police officers who coerced confessions from children, audio recordings of meetings where sentences were decided before trials even began. The people were reading it all in real time. By the time they pulled her into the processing room, her name was trending worldwide. Back at the courthouse, the homeless veteran, Marcus, stood where she had once been, holding a cardboard sign that read, "They took her because she told the truth." That sign was on CNN within the hour. Teachers paused morning lessons to show their students what courage looked like. Grandmothers in South Carolina prayed over her name. A former inmate she had once saved from death row appeared on MSNBC, tearfully telling the world, "Jasmine Crockett is the only reason I'm alive." And the Attorney General? He held a press conference at noon. "This morning," he began, "an American hero was arrested for trying to expose the truth. Let me be clear, we will not prosecute truth. Not on my watch." He ordered her immediate release. But Jasmine didn't leave the holding cell right away. Instead, she sat across from a young woman, 22, scared, alone, arrested the night before for stealing baby formula. Jasmine leaned in gently, took her hand, and said, "We're going to get you out. Not just you. All of you." That night, Jasmine Crockett walked out of the courthouse to a crowd of thousands. Candles lit. Voices raised. Not in protest, in promise. In the following weeks, 2 judges resigned. 4 prosecutors were indicted. 3 wrongfully imprisoned men were released. And the city council passed what became known as the Crockett Bill, mandating full transparency in plea deals, body cam enforcement, and civilian oversight of all criminal justice proceedings. But Jasmine didn't celebrate. She went back to work. One case at a time. One person at a time. Her phone ringing constantly now, not just with cries for help, but with offers. Lawyers, paralegals, college students, grandmothers who wanted to cook meals for released inmates. It wasn't just about taking the system down anymore. It was about building something better in its place. 5 minutes after they handcuffed Jasmine Crockett, they started a movement. 5 days later, they changed laws. 5 weeks later, America remembered that one brave woman armed with nothing but truth and love for her people, could still move mountains. And somewhere in a quiet cell, her brother Dante sat watching the news, tears rolling down his face, whispering, "She did it. My sister did it. And she wasn't done yet."